The Employing Entities page can be accessed via the Payroll Settings tab, which can be seen here or here. If you pay employees from multiple ABNs, you may use Employing Entities to do so. You can set up separate details and even separate payslip logos for each entity. This way, the payslips will display the relevant entity information rather than the main business details. To add an employing entity from the payroll dashboard, click on the Add in the top right-hand corner of the screen. There are 5 areas to take note of. The Details section is similar to the main business ATO settings page. However, the details entered here will only apply to the separate employing entity. The Logo section is where you can upload a corresponding logo for the entity if required. Default super funds. Once the entity details have been saved, you can add a default super fund specific to the entity and register with Beam, the super clearinghouse, if that option has been enabled. The next setting is this employer exempt from the FBT under section 57A of the FBTAA 1986. If you select yes for this setting, you will also need to select an organisation type and confirm whether employees are entitled to a separate cap for certain salary packaged items. Once the entity details have been saved, the electronic lodgement option will become available. To illustrate this, I'll show you an entity that's already been set up. This will be set to disabled by default, but the BMS ID for this entity will appear, and you need this to connect with the ATO before you commence STP reporting. You'll need to contact the ATO and provide them with your software provider and software ID information. Just to reiterate, it's important to understand that transitional options relating to STP, that is, when migrating over to this payroll system during a financial year, can have huge ramifications if not done properly. We recommend that you contact your payroll provider for instructions relating to your specific scenario. Just a couple of things to note in regards to employing entities. If you have additional employing entities in your business file, most, but not all, reports will allow you to filter by employing entity. Secondly, you can't have one employee employed by 2 different entities at the same time. In this scenario, you'll need to ensure that you've assigned the employee to the correct employing entity as of the correct date. You can do this within the employee file tax declaration page. That's it for the employing entities page.